Hello, everyone. I'm going to give you a chance to join. And in the meantime, I'm actually going to go grab my coffee. All right. Going to give people time to pop on and join. For those of you who do not know, I am Emily. I am one of the employees here at Goddess Lead. I'm also a reader here. I've been practicing. I've been reading tarot cards since I was about 12 years old. And practicing for a very long time. So, thought I'd pop on, share some of my knowledge with you, talk about some of the products that we have here in the store. But I want to focus today on hearth and home witchcraft. So anything that's going to focus on keeping your space safe, keeping yourself protected while you're at home, and keeping the energy right in your house. So this time of year, there's a lot of focus on your house, your home, your family. And so I thought this would be a good time to kind of talk about those things on this live today. So, and in the meantime too, so I would love to hear what it is that you all do to keep your home safe, to keep the energy nice and happy in your home. And I'd love to hear your suggestions as well. There definitely would be a focus too on like the kitchen witchcraft aspect of this. So focusing on what herbs you're using in recipes, putting your intention into the food you're making, into the beverages you're making, tea, coffee, all of that. So, and doing that with intention there. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. It's kind of something that I definitely think I do more than the other ones. I do have a kiddo and a family at home. So definitely the kitchen witchcraft aspect, the hearth and home aspect of witchcraft is something near and dear to my heart. And I would love to know if it's something that you all are interested in as well. So got some people that popped on. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started then. Again, just in case for the people just joining, I'm Emily here at Goddess Elite. I'm one of the employees. I'm one of the readers here. And I am a practicing witch. So, and today we're going to talk about witchcraft of the hearth and home and focusing on the home area because I think the right way to pronounce it is Hygge. The word that's Hygge. So it's talking about creating a warm, comforting environment in your home. So the first book I want to talk about that we have here is called The Book of Kitchen Witchery. I thought that I didn't need any more books on this stuff, but I clearly was very wrong because I convinced myself to buy this book. So I want you all to just even hear what it has to say. I'm not trying to sell it to you. I'm trying to just kind of talk about some of the things that it says, and maybe you can even find your own spin on these things. So the book starts with just kind of like describing a lot of things, like a witch's toolkit. It's going to talk about a mortar and pestle, a balsam, an athame, all of those things, a wand, a chalice, a cauldron. Those are going to be in most of your basic witchcraft books. But this one does go into it. It goes into color magic a little bit, goes into essential oils, Again, this book is by Carradwin Greenleaf, and it's called The Book of Kitchen Witchery. So this should be on our website. If it's not, send us a whisper or a DM, and we'll get it up there. So the first thing is a recipe for a harvest moon herb soup. The illustrations in this book are so cute. So cute. And what it says to put in there. So you're going to have leeks, olive oil, garlic, butternut squash, carrot, potatoes, fresh sage, fresh chives, salt and pepper, and celery salt. So that sounds delicious. This is talking about using it for the September equinox, but honestly, you can make this at any time. Uh, that sounds really, really good to me. There's something about having a big pot of some kind of stew, soup, things like that this time of year that really make you feel comforted, kind of bring you back to your roots a little bit. This is a time for going inward, focusing on our space, focusing on blessing and consecrating our space. So cooking a meal, I've always heard don't ever cook angry because you're putting your energy into it. So when I'm cooking for my family, I try and be very joyful that I have the opportunity to do that. Try and be grateful even when I don't feel like it. So, but yeah, that's kind of why I thought we could focus on this stuff, especially again with like the holidays. So when you're making your food for the holidays, you're creating something, even beverages too, drinks. Having your intention being in that is super important, at least in my opinion. So that was the soup here. Let's see what else we've got that I bookmarked. So this sounded really good. This is nurturing nettle soup. So it says nettles are a hedge witch favorite for all their qualities as a healing plant, bringing good cheer, and for their usefulness in breaking hexes. So I'm sure you have all heard of stinging nettle. In this area, you've probably walked into stinging nettle and had your first experience with it. It doesn't feel very great on the bare skin, but there are a lot of healing properties for it as well. So some people believe. What book am I referencing? Hi, Deborah. So the book I'm referencing is called The Book of Kitchen Witchery by Caradwyn Greenleaf. This might be the only copy that we have, but I'm sure that we'll order some more in. And if it's not on the website, let us know. That soup that I was initially talking about was the Harvest Moon herb soup. But then now I'm talking about the nurturing nettle soup. So nettle has so many healing properties. So first of all, it's antihistamine. If you are having allergy issues, I always recommend nettle for that. A lot of people make it in salves. You're welcome for that. But a lot of people make it in salves and things like that too, because that stinging property actually can stimulate the nerves and can help with certain pain-induced issues such as like fibromyalgia, things like that. It's very good for the nervous system. But this nurturing nettle soup, okay. So this is saying that you would use nettles from the wild, okay? You need to wear rubber gloves if you are collecting these because it will sting, okay? If you're using dried nettles, I think that would be just fine too. Use what you have. But anyway, so it says a cup of black-eyed peas washed soaked in water overnight, yellow onions, garlic cloves, olive oil, vegetable stock. And then it says the 2 cups of nettles washed thoroughly with tougher stalks discarded and chopped. Again, this is talking about foraging the nettles, but you could even like add some potatoes or something in there, use the dried nettles instead. But it's supposed to be bringing that like protection into your home. It's also just very healing and good cheer as well. So can't go wrong with that. Let's see. I love this little blessing that it has here that you can bless your meal with. Hi, Bad Hippie Sean. But you can bless your meal with this. So praying over a meal is not just like a simply Christian thing. We can do this, whatever religion you are, or you can even just not be religious at all and put a prayer over a meal just to say thank you, especially this time of year, right? So I'm going to read a little prayer that this book includes. It says, sister, brother, tribe of the soul, ones who care. Mary, may we meet again to share. Baking bread and quaffing mead, we draw closer inward and indeed, blessing of love to all. And this is the illustration that's in here. I love how this book is illustrated so nicely as well. And then there were a couple more things. Oh, this gardener's tea. Okay, this one right here. Gardener's tea. So this talks about how this is supposed to help with certain like aches and pains that you would have from working in the garden all day. So you don't actually, yes, gratitude over everything. Yes. I'll go into the tea in a second because I want to address what you just said. You said gratitude over everything. There's a quote that is my absolute favorite because it says, if the only prayer we ever say is thank you, that is enough. And something about that just rings really true with me, because I think when you say thank you, you're letting the universe know, you're letting source know, spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, that I really liked what just happened and I want more of that. So you can just say, yes, more of that, please. That's what I want. So being grateful for the food you have, being grateful for the company you keep. But back to the tea. So this talks about the gardener's tea. And this is supposed to help with the aches and pains in your body. So from working for a long time, working in the garden, working outside, whatever it is, okay? Slaving over a hot meal, maybe. So you would add echinacea, chamomile, mint, anise, and thyme. And that is supposed to really help with that issue here. Let's see. This is talking about merry meat medieval brew. So it's basically like a mead that you would make. Vodka, cloves, coriander, a cinnamon stick, and simple sugar syrup. And that is just by boiling 1 cup of sugar and a half cup of water. That's all that simple syrup is. It's just sugar water. So it says this popular pagan beverage gives peppy energy and can also be a love potion. Pour the vodka into a bowl and add the herbs. Cover with a clean, dry towel. Place in a cupboard for 2 weeks. Okay, first of all, weird to me they're not using a jar. I would probably put it in a jar, but what do I know? I don't know. But anyway, so you're going to actually like infuse the alcohol with the herbs. Strain and filter until the result is a clear liquid, and then in that you would add the simple syrup. Place back on the shelf for a week. I'm not going to lie to you, that sounds like it would taste really gross, but I love this. Okay, passion potion spell. Lower the lamps, light red candles, and enjoy a warm cup of cocoa with a shot of cinnamon liquor. So fireball. We all know what that tastes like. Speak this spell aloud as you are preparing the libation. You will radiate passion and draw your lover to you with this enchantment. Today I awaken the goddess in me by surrendering to my love for thee. Tonight I will heat the night with my fire. As we drink this cup, we awaken desire. I am alive. I am love. So mote it be. That is super cute. Super cute. Love that. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to talk about from this book, and then I do have to move on to something else, but I just really, really like this book and would recommend, if you're getting into kitchen witchery, this is probably the one I would recommend to start with. Also, another thing I want to say, if you're really into this herbalism, I don't think we have the book now, but I will tell Melissa to order it, most likely, because people ask about it a lot. The Backyard Herbal Apothecary is an excellent book. Talks about foraging. I've made quite a few of the recipes that were in that book to begin with. Recommend it 1,000,000%. So that book is excellent. Also, Rosemary Gladstar's book with the herbal stuff is wonderful too. But back to this. So Hearth's Ease Cauldron Cure. A soothing sip that can uplift your spirits anytime. And it also serves to ward off chills. This combination of herbs brings about the letting go of sorrows, worries, and doubts, and reignites feelings of self-love. Stir all the ingredients together in a clean cauldron to mix. Pour into a colored jar and seal the lid tightly. When you are ready to brew, pour hot water over the herbs, 2 teaspoons per cup. While this steeps for 5 minutes, write down a small piece of paper any thoughts or fears of which you need to be rid of. Say each one aloud, then chant "Be gone." After this letting go ritual, burn the paper together with sage in the cauldron on your altar. As you sip the tea, enjoy your renewed sense of self and peace of mind. I absolutely love that. Okay, really great. Would definitely use this. This is cool too, because so it's saying that rose hips are Mother Nature's multivitamin. So a rose hip is when the rose bloomed and all the petals already fell. So that's all the rose hip is. It's just a little like leftover part. Ground rose hips are the best source of immune boosting vitamin C, 50% more vitamin C than oranges. 1 tablespoon provides more than recommended daily allowance of 90 milligrams for men and 75 for women. The pulp from rose hips may be used in sauces or made into a jelly. That's super cool. So what goes into this recipe though? So it says 1 ounce dried rose hips, 1 ounce dried hibiscus, 2 ounces dried mint, and a tablespoon dried ginger root. Now, if you practice witchcraft pretty regularly, these are probably things you already have, but if you don't, you could always substitute any of those. This is super cool too. Sorry, I know I said I was done, but really like this book. It says Green Witchery Healthy Brews. So these are teas that you can use that would help with like certain ailments. I want to preface this by saying you should always, always, always go to a doctor if you're having health issues. I am not saying this is by in any means a substitution for medical care that you should receive for any ailment that you have, but we'll talk about this. So blackberry leaf tea. Do you have to be a witch to make these recipes? No, you actually do not need to practice witchcraft in order to use any of these and reap the benefits of any of them. You know, back then they probably did not even call this like witchcraft. It was actually, oh no, it's not a silly question at all. So, this was basically just healing. So it didn't used to be folk healing or witchcraft or green witchery. It was just what they had, right? Now, you know, we lean much more into Western medicine, which is great because we've come leaps and bounds. But there are a lot of natural ways that we can heal ourselves without having to do all of that, or paired alongside with it, I should say. So especially with these recipes and stuff, you do not have to be a witch. You could just be a regular old person. That's all us witches are anyway, right? Just regular people. And you can definitely reap the benefits of that. So thank you for asking. Especially the teas too, like you're kind of doing it without even realizing it a lot of the time. So this is blackberry leaf tea, reduces mood swings, evens glucose levels, and aids in weight management. So that is really cool to me. It can help with circulation, used to help cancer patients, believed to be a preventative. I don't know how much stock I'm going to put into that. Let's redact it. Okay. Anyway, catnip is one of the witchiest of teas and is not only grown as fun for your feline familiar. At the first inkling of a sore throat or impending cold, drink a warm cup of catnip tea and head off to bed. It soothes the nervous system and can help a restless child go to sleep. It's a gentle but potent sleep inducer. So that is something I was not aware of, actually. For sleep, I always think like valerian, lavender, but apparently catnip is really good for that as well. So I'm learning things too. Cardamom is a favorite of expectant mothers everywhere as it calms nausea and morning sickness. This East India fragrant is excellent for digestion, clears and cleans your mouth and throat. Anyone who likes cinnamon will love cardamom. So that's one of those really rich and spicy flavors, which I love. Never thought of having catnip just for your cats. Yeah, exactly. And it makes, like, I never thought of that either. I always thought catnip was mainly for cats. Or yeah, I'd use it in mojo bags, but never in tea. But it's really cool that it actually helps induce sleep. And that makes sense to me too, because valerian is actually another herb that cats tend to really like. And valerian and catnip are, you know, two peas in a pod. They're both used for sleep. So they're probably pretty similar as far as like what they're made of and everything. So that's really cool to me. And yeah, I never would have thought to do that. But yeah, make it in tea. But yeah, the cardamom. So if you're pregnant, you know, of course, speak with a doctor first, but this should be fine. It's just an herb. But anyway, calms nausea and morning sickness. So very cool. Fennel, it says it's excellent for awakening and uplifting and is great for digestion and cleansing. From what I understand too, fennel is really great for breast milk production. It tastes awful, just at least in my opinion. Okay. Echinacea, an increase in consistent sense of well-being, presents cold and flu. So similar to elderberry, it's an immune booster. Ginger root calms and cheers and aids in digestion and nausea, can fend off coughs and sore throat. And then nettle raises your energy level, boosts your immune system, and it's an antihistamine. So again, this book would recommend this for anybody wanting to get into the kitchen witchcraft, or even just be a little bit more mindful when they're cooking. You don't have to actually use the word witchcraft in order to, you know, reap the benefits, as Erin so wonderfully asked. I'm going to only go over this book for a second. this talks about working with Hestia. So this was one of the first deities that I really felt comfortable working with because she was so warm and inviting and just didn't seem, you didn't have as much of the scariness for her. She was just a hearth and home. I shouldn't say just a hearth and home goddess. She's a wonderful hearth and home goddess, and it's all about warmth and family and all of that. So this book is called The Scent of Lemon and Rosemary, working domestic magic with Hestia. So let's see what I bookmarked in here. So a lot of these just go into the herbs and stuff. I'm not gonna read that all again because I already kind of covered that in the other book. But it goes into, what herbs you can use, certain intentions. It talks about infused oil for cooking purposes. So different ways you can infuse oil that you'd cook with and for different reasons. I thought that was pretty cool. This is cool too. So this talks about making like spell bundles, and it talks about using toilet paper rolls to do that. What I love about that is so many people talk about burying their spell jars, but a lot of the stuff that we're going to bury is actually not biodegradable. And that's a little counterproductive when it comes to wanting to take care of our earth and honoring the earth. So what you could do is put them in the toilet paper roll, pinch the ends, and bury it, and then it's biodegradable, and you get your intention across. So that was something I thought was interesting. Then it talks about magical houseplants. So I'm not going to read off all of these, but like African violet and air plant, aloe, bamboo, fern, pathos. So house plants are an excellent filter of energy. They protect you from negativity. Some people even believe having certain plants in your home, like if someone was going to send negativity to you, it would hit that plant before it hit you. Just in general too, it's scientifically proven that they actually filter the air. So they're not just like cleaning energy, they're actually cleaning the air as well. So having a plant and house plants in for air purification purposes, great idea. Also helps us to have some greenery in our lives, especially this time of year. If you're local to where we are in Ohio, it gets pretty cold. There's not a whole lot of green around us. So that's a great way to kind of bring in the earth and bring that greenery in. The thing I like about this book too is it kind of splits it up into areas of the home. So it talks about the kitchen, then it talks about the bedroom, things like that. So different spells that you can do for prosperity. The bathroom talks about health and purification. So they kind of associate like each room of the house with different purposes or different like magical intentions, which I thought was pretty interesting. So those are those two books. Again, that first book I talked about was the Book of Kitchen Witchery by Caradwyn Greenleaf. Excellent book. This is probably my favorite one. But then there's The Scent of Lemon and Rosemary. This specifically talks about working with Hestia, the Greek goddess of hearth and home. Okay, so this is something I'm actually so excited to show you guys. I know we have a ton of Hocus Pocus fans that shop at the store, shop online, or just watch these lives because everybody loves Hocus Pocus. So we have the Hocus Pocus cookbook. This is super cute because it actually has real recipes that you can do. And they're really funny too, like Winifred's guts for garter squash. So it literally is like a squash recipe, but it looks like guts. So love that. Breakfast sandwiches for dinner, roasted pumpkin tacos. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. These are little witches' boots that are pastries. So this book is so cute. So that's the Hocus Pocus one. This one I really like too. So this is the Witches Cookbook, Enchanting Recipes Inspired by Hocus Pocus, Bewitched, Harry Potter, Charmed, Wicked, Sabrina, and more. So this has kind of more of a variety from all different shows, different cookbooks. This is so cute. Oh my gosh. Trying to find like a good one to show. These are from so many like Charmed. Oh my gosh, look. The Vampire Diaries. I love Vampire Diaries. And this is the Prison World pancakes. Okay, so I might be the only person who really remembers this, but when Damon and Bonnie were in the prison world, and Damon used to make pancakes every single morning for them, and these are the literal pancakes that he made, which is super, super cute because he makes little fangs out of the whipped cream. Can't pass that up. There's stuff from Howl's Moving Castle. There's stuff from Outlander in here, which I know we've got a lot of Outlander fans. Winter Night Trilogy. I'm not as familiar with that. Charmed Piper's Penne with pork giblet sauce. So this is so cute. Both of these cookbooks are adorable. Help you kind of cook a little bit more mindfully, and it's just from the shows that we all like, right? So, okay. This is another Kitchen Witch book. So this is The Kitchen Witch, your complete guide to creating a magical kitchen with natural ingredients, sacred rituals, and spell work. One of the things I want to talk about before I even open this book up is setting up an altar in your kitchen. So your kitchen is the hearth. That's normally like the heart of the home. That's how I think of it, at least. We all tend to hang out in the kitchen. It's where I cook all of our meals. And in general, yeah, just enjoy my kitchen. So I feel like that's a place that should have an altar. I'll normally leave some offerings for my ancestors, for some house spirits. And I just very, very much enjoy witching in my kitchen. I have a special apron that I'll use because I feel a little bit witchier when I have an apron on, I guess. That could be that placebo effect, who knows? But anyway, so this is the Kitchen Witch book. Cooking on a fire made of sacred wood. So that talks about I'm sorry, that's talking about like paying attention to what wood and stuff you're burning on a fire and what associations that would have. Sorry, I completely blinked out for a second. No, it's real. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to talk about deities of the hearth and home. So this book says Hestia or Vesta, which is the Roman name, Demeter, Brigid, Freya. I also said that it mentions Baba Yaga in here, which I thought was kind of interesting to me because I don't know that I would necessarily consider her a kitchen witch, but you know. This talks about the holidays and the seasons. So that's a pretty good book. Probably would prefer the other three, but this one is kind of cool because it talks about different ways to clean. So a scrub for brightening up your bathroom and stuff, right? Erin, you like Baba Yaga? Yeah, I absolutely love Baba Yaga too. I think she's very misunderstood. So she is one of like the hag goddesses, right? So she's a crone. She has so much wisdom to impart on us. What I love about Baba Yaga too is she offers help to people who are worthy. And has helped a lot of people that were really in a rut. And she's also harmed a lot of people that were really in a rut. And how she acts is up to you. And that's what I appreciate about her. Here's like a pine needle tincture that you can make. Let's see. Why would you do this? Oh, okay. So that's just apparently for scent. So why does my stuff show that you are alive? I'm sorry, Jessica. I don't think I'm understanding the question. Are you not able to see the live or? Anyway, that's this Kitchen Witch book too. Definitely the first two I talked about were my favorites, but all of these can be really beneficial for anybody trying to have that kitchen witch, hearth witch type of energy into their life. The last things I'm going to talk about are candles that we have. We have this 7-day peaceful home candle. I normally recommend this when video that I posted yesterday saying live on my 7th was coming to, just wondering why. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm sorry about that, but I will have our social media person check into that. But anyway, so this candle is what I recommend normally if like you are having a hard time at home. So everybody's arguing, there's a lot of negative energy, you can't seem to get along, nitpicking over little things, whatever it is. I recommend this candle because it really helps to alleviate that energy and bring that peaceful, happy energy back in. Okay. So let's see, this one says, ma'am. Okay, anyway, God bless our home and all who enter here. Bless our dear family, bless our good friends, bless our fond relatives. May their happiness never end. Bless those we love, bless those we hold dear, bless those we cherish with good health and good cheer. May they always find protection and see thy wonders all around. When they are near or away, may their prosperity abound. And then it says, concentrate on your desires. And it says, amen. So if you don't like the God part of this or the amen part of this, you could definitely rework that saying a little bit. I tend to say spirit instead of God just because that is what feels right to me. But it's whatever works. Okay, whatever feels right to you. Erin, I'm not sure if you're still watching, but if you could check out these comments, I would super appreciate it. It looks like it's on Facebook. So yeah, anyway. So this is a peaceful home candle. This is the happy home candle. I actually prefer this one because it has like a scent. It smells really, really good. I also love the affirmation that they have you say. So this is the happy home candle. We do have this available in a votive as well. So said Bad Hippie Sean, you love candle magic. Yeah, and that kind of goes along with it too, because you're talking about the hearth and home. So typically the hearth was like with that fire that was always burning in the house. Since we don't have that anymore, I think of like the candle flame as the hearth. That's where the center of the home is. I'm going to picture that. And also obviously your stove too. But I always like to have a candle burning in the home for sure. So just helps to kind of put that physical thing along with your intention. And yeah, I get this Bless Herbal company. I know we've talked about a lot, but I really enjoy their candles. They smell excellent. They burn for such a long time. The affirmations that they say are excellent. Typically, I'm one who doesn't like to use affirmations that other people wrote, but theirs are actually really, really good. So I will use those ones. So right, does anybody have any questions or concerns that I can address? Just kind of would love to, if there's any confusion about anything I said, any questions about some of the books I talked about, you want to see something again, just let me know. And I'll just give it a minute or two just in case anybody has something to add. I'd love to hear what you do in your home for bringing positivity and happiness in. All right, well, with that, I am going to pop off, but thank you all so much for listening. Hope this gave you some ideas for making a really good environment for the holidays coming up. And again, thank